Stick with me to the end of this video because I'm going to give you a step-by-step system to how to identify a problem that you can reliably solve. Now, if you think back to 2023, it was pretty wild year. NHS strikes, GPs driving Ubers between shifts, consultants scrambling for locum work, and competition ratios were just hitting record highs. I think in that year, the government really showed us what we all knew. They can't hire fast enough, can't pay enough, and keeping the best talent isn't really their priority. This is the moment I'd been watching for since 2016, when I decided I was going to create a portfolio career. For the first time in modern history, doctors could no longer rely on just their primary salary. Doctors started becoming entrepreneurs, building portfolio careers around what they actually know, they actually enjoy, and for problems that they can genuinely solve. But here's what most people miss. This wasn't a crisis, it was a correction. It was like a rebalancing of how medical careers actually work. Now, if you're watching this, the good news is you are still early, but the window is closing fast because the people who did catch the wave early, they had first movers advantage. Now, inside my portfolio accelerator, I've had clients launch TikToks, they've created national conferences, and some have even doubled their income or stayed in medicine and been paid to do research. So what is the secret to staying ahead in this new economy, in this new world? Well, it's pretty simple. Learn how to solve one painful, one valuable, and one market-defined problem. And over the next few minutes, I'm going to show you exactly how. If you're new here, I'm Dr. Nix, and this is episode 2 of the series where you can learn how to create and start a portfolio career all by yourself. Now, today I'm walking you through the one thing that changes everything when you're building income outside of your clinical shifts, right? It's finding the right problem to solve. Not just any problem, the right problem. Because without this, everything else, it doesn't work. It's not going to work if you don't have that foundation. So let's dive in. So to start, we've got to go back to our pyramid because it doesn't start with Instagram or LinkedIn or launching a course. It actually starts with the foundation, okay? At the bottom, you've got your identity, your skills, and the problem that you solve. Now, we covered this in episode 1, so go check it out if you haven't. And so by now, you should know the one skill that you want to focus on. Now, after you find your skill, and this is still on the foundation level, you want to identify the specific problem that skill can solve, all right? Okay, then, still on the foundation, you want to create an offer, the delivery, and then you build up to your visibility. But we're talking about problems right now. So apparently the career or the profession that creates the most millionaires are engineers. And why is that? Because they're problem solvers. Now that tells me that as doctors, we're in a great position because doctors are also problem solvers. So this is actually super simple for doctors when you think about it. When you take a step back and you have the time to actually think, doctors are the best at problem solving because that's literally what we do all day doing our jobs, solve problems. It's just that the problems find us rather than us finding the problems to solve. Now the great thing about portfolio careers is you get to decide on the one problem that you want to solve. Now, when you find that problem, then you have to think about it strategically, right? Like, okay, is this problem monetizable? Is this problem one worth solving? Most are, but they usually fall into 3 categories. It's either health, wealth, or relationships, okay? Those are the 3 main problems that people will pay money for. Now, if you are a doctor, the first thing you want to understand is the problem I'm going to solve a clinical problem or is it a non-clinical problem? That's your first question. Secondly, once you've decided on that, you then want to think, is this a health problem? Is it a wealth problem? Or is it a relationship problem? Okay. Then you want to decide, am I solving this problem for an individual or am I solving this problem for a company? Now, those are 3 main questions that you want to ask yourself. The 4th thing is, what is the outcome when I solve this problem? What is the tangible outcome? What is the transformation? Okay, let me give you an example. I was working with a doctor who wanted to increase the usability of health tech products. And so they consulted for a health tech firm. And the outcome of that was products that are more related to clinical outcomes, because as a doctor, she had the knowledge, she had the direct patient contact, and she saw the problem that health tech products that were being sold or being marketed to patients just weren't relevant. And she used that clinical insight to then consult for the health tech company. So the problem she solved was misalignment with products and the end user. That's just one very brief example. But the point is, you've got to be very clear on the problem that you solve using the skills that you already have. So don't flip it upside down. Don't try and start at the top of the pyramid. Start where we are right now. That's it. That is the center of gravity. If you don't take anything else, take that away. You get that right and everything else gets easier. Now, let me give you some context, right? Because if you think about the big names that I mentioned before, your Elon Musk, he solves innovation problems with physics. Oprah, she solves connection and visibility problems. Richard Branson, he solves the problem of boring businesses and making them fun. And they've all built careers on this one truth. Nobody gets to increase their income without solving a problem. Even the clown solves the problem of entertainment. However, the bigger the problem, the closer it is to money, time, or identity, the bigger your pay. All right. Now, as doctors, don't get me wrong, we do solve huge problems, mega problems, life and death problems. But like I said, we have realized that the system doesn't reward that value because it's an engineered, manufactured system. In the open market, though, different game, completely different ball game. The people, the person, the companies who own and solve painful, urgent, marketable problems, that's who wins. Now, in my program, we had a GP who solved burnout issues for other GPs, and they turned it into a premium offer, and they were able to generate some income from that. Another doctor who pivoted into the pharmaceutical industry and helps other doctors to do that themselves. Same clinical background, different problems, way better leverage. So why don't most doctors take the leap? Number one, we have rigid portfolios. We've been trained to think in like tick boxes. And so we don't really think about problems outside of what is this going to look like on my CV, okay? Secondly, we discount our real world skills. Like if it doesn't come on the tick box, then why should we value it? It wasn't official, didn't really happen if it can't go on our ARCP. And then we don't have the bandwidth. If you're rotating every 6 months, you don't really have the time to zoom out. But guess what? You've already solved valuable problems. You just didn't know how valuable they were. But that changes today, all right? So I'm going to solve a problem for you now. And that is how to find the problem for you to solve. So stick with me because it is a 5-step process, but it will help you. Step 1, pick one skill. Is it teaching? Is it empathy? Is it simplifying? Whatever it is, pick it up. Be clear about what it is. Secondly, you want to look for friction. What do people ask about constantly? What is there a need for? 3, you want to match it to the correct market. If you notice a systems problem, there's no point in marketing it to people who have no say or leverage in that area. And then step 4 is you want to craft your offer, your promise. What is the outcome? What is the when you solve the problem, what is the outcome of that? And 5, you want to test it, post it, voice note it, gauge your reaction, speak to the right people about it. And this is how clients inside the Portfolio Accelerator have found their niche offers, and they built real traction before even, creating a website or launching posts, all over the place. And this is what we call the MVP. All right, so if this opened your eyes a little bit, the next video is going to blow your mind, okay? It's going to seriously help you level up because now that you know how to find a problem that's worth solving, I'm going to show you how to package that into an offer that people get excited to say yes to, even before it exists. That will be in episode 3, so hit subscribe, drop a comment if this landed or if you're confused, and take the quiz if you want to get clear on the skills that you have that are monetizable, and I'll see you on the next one. And remember, keep moving forward.